Scotty, what are we talking about on Planet Haltech today?
So we've got some hill climb, we've got drifting, we've got no prep, we've got some grudge racing, and we've got some product updates.
Let's get into it.
So Richo, first things first, the hill climb events. What's been going on in your corner of the world?
Well, in my corner of the world, which is Europe, there's been quite a lot of stuff going on actually. Patrick Mayer, he won the Austrian Slalom Championship, the last round, or not last round, the most recent round. There's one round to go, but because he won the most recent round, he's now the champion.
Yeah. So he's got enough points to win the championship without turning up.
Not only that, this is the 7th time he's won that championship. He's a 7-time Austrian champion in slalom, and that is amazing. So he actually races the same car in the FIA International Hill Climb Championship, which brings me to our old friend,
Carl Sugar.
Carl Sugar.
You've heard about him before.
We have. You've seen him here on Planet Haltech before, and he does not stop kicking goals, this guy. So most recently, he won his last race in Croatia, and that put him at the top of the ladder for the whole European Hill Climb Championship.
Group 1, Category 1.
Yes.
As high as it's going to get.
That's
Good
it.
on him.
He's the man as far as European Hill Climb Championship goes.
And staying on that side of the planet, we've also had the British Drift Championship, and our friend Dylan Garvey has won that over there. So congratulations, fantastic news as well.
Yeah, he won round 4 of that, just running a Haltech Dash in his S-Chassis, pretty cool looking machine.
Judges asked them, nailing A-line after A-line, the whole way down. Small down the handbrake, set the car, come into clip 7 out, transitions for the last time. Out wide, this is a really good high score run. The judges are like this as he brings it through the second last clip, around the corner, keeping it just
on to the drag racing.
Yes, your specialty.
There's been plenty of stuff going on. So the Street Outlaws No Prep series has been taking off. Martin Robinson has won the back-to-back NPK Future Street Outlaw cars in Houston and in Tulsa.
Back-to-back, yeah.
I was a bit confused about this because I didn't realise he'd actually won both of them, because that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. Massive competition in that field. The guys in the US take this so seriously, and obviously it's got such a public backing for that round.
And that's in his Plymouth Barracuda, Badfish, that bright blue, awesome looking machine.
Powered by a supercharged Hemi. It's got a Nexus R5. Hell of a car.
It seems to be the thing over there, the supercharged Hemi and the Nexus. Of course, the next race, Jim Howe, he won that No Prep Kings race.
So that one is Nexus R5, prepared by PTP, so that's Patrick Barnhill.
Yeah, Autumn Racing, PTP, tuning. Won the No Prep at Norwalk. Oh. So that's 3 in a row for Haltech, No Prep Kings. And as luck would have it, we actually interviewed both of those guys not long ago. We did a video on them, and that's on our YouTube channel here on Haltech TV, and you can...
Let's put some links in this one so that you can get to look at those guys straight off the comments from this video.
Do that.
Moving a little bit closer to home.
Yes.
Grudge Kings.
That's very close to home. It's just around the corner.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Sydney Motorsport Park.
Matooks, the RB Kings, had the Don out there, and they actually won Grudge King. Very, very impressive. We had Aaron Gregory from ASG Motorsport in Queensland with his Hellraiser wagon, a Holden panel van. It's a sick car. Like, that is super awesome.
Dude, I actually got to drop into ASG up there in Queensland not long ago.
Yeah, right.
Had a chat with Aaron. We did a video on that car. We did a video, so we've got one coming up with Aaron at ASG, and then we've also got another video on that car particularly. And you're going to watch it. You are definitely going to watch it. It's an awesome car.
Certainly builds a mean street car that also represents on the track, and it used to do some serious wheelies. You might have seen some of those videos, but it actually won its class at Kenda in Sydney. So congratulations, very impressive, Aaron. Well done, mate. Now moving north of Haltech here in Sydney up to Queensland for Brisbane Jamboree, which is always one of the drag racing of like the highlights on the drag racing calendar here in Australia.
It's the biggest sports compact drag racing event in Australia.
This year, Matux Racing, VLGOD won the Pro Turbo event at Jamboree. And this is probably a bit close to my heart because it's one of the first Pro Turbo cars that I wired and got a chance to have a play with. It's had a huge transition. It's now won Pro Turbo. Very impressive. That was actually an all Haltech final as well. So
it was.
Pretty amazing.
Gary Halpin.
Yep,
in the other lane. Yep, we did a video with Gary not long ago. You can go and watch that as well. And we will do the link in the comments thing.
But I don't need to tell you that. You got to go.
Yeah, that's right, Scotty. I am at Brisbane Jamboree. It's a beautiful day here, and I'm with Ben Slaughter, who's going to have a chat to us about his Supra.
Toyota traditionalist, if you will. Loved a Mark III as a kid. Saw it on the front of a Wheels magazine, actually, and just fell in love with it. It's factory roof and rear quarters. The rest is all fabricated, if you will. So full tube chassis, and then of course you do the old 2J swap. So it's a black track performance, 3.2 litre. It's got full CNC ported head. Chambers, obviously bigger valves, the big Kelford cams in there, 18 injectors, you got 12 traditional style, I would say, EFI, and then we've actually got 6 mechanical in there as well, so a bit of a different setup in that regard. And then we've got a GCG Garrett GDX 55 in 98mm, which I'm not sure is big enough these days. So.
This may be the most famous Bedford van on the internet. If you get in here really close and stick your head right down in there, you can see that's actually a Ford Barra. It's a 4-litre straight 6 engine. It's got a turbo and a Nexus, and it's very fast for a van. So if there's one place where Corona is not a dirty word, it's here at Jambo. And Luke's example, 81 example, is a mint bit of gear. This is a Golby's 900 horsepower 1J, and Luke says he's using all 900 horsepowers, in fact probably a little bit more, because his PB's around the 830 mark, and that's very quick for a little 1981 Corona. I've noticed a little keypad in the interior there. Luke says he's using that so he can change tunes when he's on a bit of a slow track or a soft track. And it's working. Right now he's top qualifier in these modified compact class here at Jambo. This is amazing. I've just totally randomly and 100% not set up run into these very well dressed young ladies. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Christy. And I'm Jam.
Are you having a good time at Jambo?
Loving it. Every time, every year, love it.
And what's your favourite engine management company?
I'm gonna have to say Haltech. Haltech.
That Supra is pretty cool, and a Mark III is a little bit unusual in that field as well.
Yeah, that thing is going to be really good to see on track. I can't wait for him to get it out there and run the wheels off it.
And some of the last drag racing news is from our colleague, Matt Whiting.
This is actually pretty special. Matt's been a mate of mine for years, ever since before we both worked at Haltech, and he has had that ute and worked on it and worked on it and worked on it and chased a number, and he hit the number.
It's turbocharged, it's LS powered, and he finally got into the sevens after a long time.
Yeah, 7.8, like back-to-back 7.8s.
Super impressive.
Yeah.
Really well done, Matty. Congratulations, and well done sticking to it and actually getting there. Amazing.
So that's actually the fastest VEVF shape of anything in the world. So that includes Pontiac G8s, you know, all of those. So it's not just the fastest white ute.
He does drive this thing on the road, like it drives pretty well.
He has actually dropped me off at my house in it when I was not in the state to drive.
Going in that car to get home, I don't think it would make you feel any better. And lastly, in this area, Australia's favourite car magazine, Street Machine.
Mate, have you seen the front cover?
Indeed I have.
Yes, that is a car by Horsepower Solutions.
This is Justin Simpson, who runs Horsepower Solutions, who also does a lot of the no prep drag racing in Australia.
Yes, yeah, he has built an amazing show-stopping car. It's a really nice, prepared, it's a street car. It's made for DragWeek or Drag Challenge here in Australia, so cool thing to see on the front cover.
Hell of a car, and it really is like an honour to get your car on the cover of Street Machine. You know?
Yeah, of course, Drag Challenge is modelled after the US event DragWeek, which has just happened, and we had a bit of success there.
Did so primarily a V8 scene, but Scott Glassbrook, he managed an 879, an average for the week in his Eagle Talon, so a Mitsubishi.
Yeah, DSM, yeah. So yeah, four-cylinder, won the four-cylinder class, fastest four-cylinder.
4G powered, congratulations, Scott. That's pretty big. So how many four-cylinders would be entered in that? That would be a big scene.
Well, I don't know, it depends if you count half of V8s or not.
That counts as two four-cylinders? Terrible. 879 average across DragWeek in a four-cylinder.
Yes.
Super impressive.
That's
Scott,
awesome.
Congratulations. I'm sure that, you know, even to prepare an 8-cylinder with a heap more capacity to be running an average mid-8 second pass.
So mate, that's what's been happening in motorsport around the world. What's been happening in the building here? Have we got anything new or exciting?
Well, we've made a few small changes to the boost control solenoid range here at Haltech. We've added the 4-port boost control solenoid. You hold onto that one. Added some stuff to the 3-port boost control solenoid. So things to just make it a little bit more convenient when you're fitting one. It's got the rubber isolator on the back now with the bracket, because nothing worse than your boost control solenoid being hard mounted and making that ticking noise whenever the thing starts to come on boost. So got a rubber isolator, the nice bracket that makes it a little bit easier to mount now. A revision on all of the fittings that get supplied. So we've got an AN fitting, a bunch of barb fittings, and the little filter style fitting if you choose to not put it back to your, you know, behind your air filter, for example. The 4-port solenoid is now available through Haltech. This solenoid is better if you're trying to run a wider range of boost. So,
because you can control to the top of the gate and the bottom of the gate.
Is on it. So if we had a 3-port solenoid, we're sort of looking to roughly double the boost pressure from the wastegate spring. If we've got a 4-port solenoid, we can expect to get more boost pressure out of the same mechanical setup. The second one that we've been working with, look at this bad boy.
Exciting.
This is a heap of wiring, but it saves everyone else a heap of time. So this is a universal V8 pre-terminated harness kit.
For the Nexus R5.
For the Nexus R5. So you plug this thing in, it's got all your breakout looms for your injectors, for your ignition, for your power supplies. It's got extra auxiliary harnessing for your thermofans directly driven from the ECU.
Yeah, not relay.
No relay.
No relay.
Yeah, look, I've been conditioned to saying relay for nearly 20 years, and all of a sudden, no more relays.
So if someone was doing something crazy like putting an LS into a Triumph TR7 and they wanted to run an R5, you'd use this to...
That seems like a pretty crazy example to bring up.
I don't know, just off the top of my head.
It's got an LS going into a Triumph, so that's sort of...
going into a Triumph.
That's what he's looking for. But yes, look, if you're putting a V8 into any sort of old school conversion car, stuff like that, using a terminated harness is definitely the way to do it.
Now, is this sort of an evolution of the harness that we use in the Super Utes?
It is. Yep. So a lot of lengths and stuff have been configured off that because of where we're sort of typically expecting that the ECU would be mounted sort of inside the car at sort of the passenger's feet area. It doesn't matter if it's left or right-hand drive because the harness would simply flip over.
Flip over, yep.
There are diagrams on the website so that you can look at those and then see sort of how the harness is laid out and sort of get a feel for whether this is going to work in your application.
Cool.
But as a generic harness, it's an excellent position to start and gives you a real good leg up on getting your car running.
That's cool to see. Cool to see that motorsport development does actually trickle down into your car.
Now, this harness is in the absolute final testing stages now, so I would expecting to see that on the web store, probably with a bunch more videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. So keep a lookout for updates on the harnesses.
So speaking of stock popping up on the website, things are starting to come back into stock.
You know how good that is? I feel so bad when people call to say, mate, I want an Elite 2500, I want a Nexus, I want a Dash. Oh, the Dashes.
Yeah.
In stock, everything's back. So we've had a whole bunch of supply chain issues like the rest of the world has, but we've got on top of them. The machines are running 24 hours a day. We're cranking things out and we're back.
Yes, yeah. So you should see most things sort of start to come back into stock, if not already, very soon. Obviously, yeah, like Elites, Dashes and stuff. Merch, our yellow hoodies. Our yellow hoodies are now back in stock. I know you want one. Go and check one of those out. Grey hoodies. These hoodies.
Yeah. I've had,
These are great. These are awesome. So go and have a look for those on the website as well.
So it's at this point we now talk about our favourite YouTube channels of the month. So this month, what have you been watching?
Well, this one is not one that I was watching. It was one that I was at.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was lucky enough to go and talk to the Hoff at Nugget Garage.
Fantastic. So that's Cleveland Tuning and Performance, in case you want to look them up.
Yep. Or you could go and have a look at the video that I did with the Hoff. It is going to be linked down there.
Mine for this month is Woody and Al, the Skid Factory. So if you haven't seen those guys, Woody and Al have been around forever. They were a staple on the Mighty Car Mod scene.
Yeah.
Hey, Al knows how to modify a car. He finds the weirdest engines in the weirdest cars with the weirdest parts, joins them all together and makes a hell of a ride every time. So always pretty funny. Has certainly a funny sense of humour that I really like. So I think
it's very dry.
Get onto that and have a look. He's hilarious. He's a funny dude.
Also, another place that I visited last month.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, right. So we did another video with them, and you can watch that in the comments. This is the last bit of this Planet Haltech where we talk about Planet Haltech, the Facebook group.
This is the good bit because I really like seeing all of the cars that get submitted for this because there are some crazy conversions and some very, very impressive engineering and some very clever people.
They're just cool vehicles.
Mine, anyone that knows me knows that I love a ute or a pickup truck or that sort of style of thing. I'm jealous of this guy, J. Alexander Martin, who's done a Toyota Tundra. This thing is a manual converted single cab ute, we'll call it. Looks like it's the 2JZ, massive turbocharger, manual, very, very cool looking car. And I really like it because it's fairly understated in the actual body part of it. Looks like a standard-ish sort of Tundra that's lifted a bit with a nice set of wheels.
Yeah, a bit of a sleeper.
But that motor looks 600, 700-ish horsepower in the realm like there. So yeah, congratulations, Alexander Martin. Killer Tundra.
Looks like he enjoys driving it too. Okay, my favourite one from Planet Haltech this month is Jason Waye's sports sedan Cortina.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So Jason, we know Jason. Jason's a friend of Haltech. He owns Muscle Garage and Tough Mounts, and he's got that Fox body with the Barra in it, the white one.
Oh, very good. Yep, the sister car, or the brother car, or whatever.
Car, yep. So he also has another business where he restores historic sports sedans. And this is his personal car. This is one that he's picked up for racing. It's a chassis car. It's a wide body Cortina. It has an RB in it, of all things. Just got it finished with the new Haltech setup on it, took it out to the track, had a great time, and it is a really cool car. So go and check that out on Planet Haltech. And if you'd like to be involved, you want to have your car featured on Planet Haltech, the YouTube show, you should probably go to Planet Haltech, the Facebook group, and post it up in there.
As many pictures, as many photos, as many details as you can, and we'll cruise through them all and hopefully be able to feature your car on Planet Haltech.
We love seeing them.
Well, that's all the news that we've got for this month, but it has been a busy month. There's been a lot of racing going on.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot coming up in the next month, so make sure that you tune in here on Haltech TV for Planet Haltech next month. Copy later.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button. We put out a new video every week and sometimes even two. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content.